the later game deck, Shield Bearer helps us get there.
I couldn't agree more, except I want to counter with Fireball. I mean, look at that guy. He's blowing somebody up. It's awesome.
That's a fried gnome in that art, if I'm not mistaken.
And I'm torn, and we don't have a lot of 4-drops, and I agree the 1-drop might be better, although Fireball at 4 mana really can turn the game around.
Let's just commit Fireballs all day. Fireball! Okay. In this case, I don't want to take a third Fireball, only because one of my favorite arena cards for a mage deck is in this pool, and that's Raging Worgen.
While I think the Raging Worgen is so good, I do also have to say Fireball. No, you're totally right.
The Mogushan Warden, actually, if we're going to keep going a longer deck, might be the best choice. But Raging Worgen, you play him the next turn, you use your Fire Blast on him. Now he's 4 attack and Wind Fury. I mean, he's awesome.
It is, but only if you're playing in a pretty aggressive deck.
That's true.
And we're not going super aggressive, other than say our 3 Murlocs.
Well, yeah, we got the Amani Berserker and the Mana Worm. I think we could get away with it.
If you want to try it because it's your favorite card, I just wanted you to know in the future. I reserve the right to say Fireball.
All right. We'll see if we get any more of those. Hey, now okay. So this is. The Ethereal Arcanist is great the more secrets you had, and if we hadn't taken those Murlocs early on, he'd be amazing right now. We do have 2 secrets still. He might be worth it.
And on the other hand, we could just take a secret. And
true.
Actually, the Gadgetzan Auctioneer is amazing in some decks. It's just we don't have enough spells, I think, to really support the full power of the Auctioneer.
That's true, yeah. We're a little bit lighter.
We have some, and our spells are kind of expensive. With the Auctioneer, you don't want to have a spell-heavy deck.
That's true.
So I think we do go with the Arcanist or Vaporize.
I think we go with the Arcanist.
He's super fun. And he can become, well, let's look at what our secrets are. Our secrets are
they're just 2 mirror entities.
Mirror entities.
So they're not going to stick around too long.
So really, to make the Arcanist work, we need to play the Arcanist and the mirror entity.
We should have taken either Counterspell or Spellbender.
So it means it's a 7 cost, really, to get him out as a 5/5.
Right.
And we have to have both cards.
So you'd rather take Vaporize? Is what you're saying?
I could go either. The Arcanist is more fun. I think the Vaporize is probably a better card.
The second we take Arcanist, we're going to see a secret after this.
Okay, Arcanist. We've got to take it then, so we can see that next secret.
Oh, it wasn't the secret. Hey, these are good cards here. I actually like all 3 of these for different reasons. Leper Gnome is a really good early card if you're going to try and rush him down. Yeah, but we've not. I think he's still pretty good.
He's pretty good, although we're backing away from that a little bit. So
Frostbolt is just an incredible spell, and then Nightblade I like a lot just because of how much he does. He's a 4/4 and he deals 3 to the enemy hero. So if they manage to do a lot of damage and they put up a guy with taunt or something, you can still deal that last bit of damage.
And we're trying to build a late game deck, and he's a 5-drop. And even though our plan is to have a late game deck, we don't actually have as many of the late game hitters as I think I'd like to have. So I kind of lean towards the Nightblade, even though the Frostbolt's more fun.
Well, here's a secret that might stick around for a while.
At least until they attack.
This is a very ice-themed choice.
I like it. I like how this worked out. It's a neutral minion, which is a Frost Elemental, and 2 Mage cards, which are Frost.
Yeah. So Water Elemental is great, and I mean just solid. 3/6 for 4 is already good. His power is great, but given that we got the Kirin Mage and the Arcanist, I want to take the Ice Barrier.
Okay. Again, if we see Fireball again, it's Fireball.
It's also good in our theme to try and get towards the later game to get our Flame Strikes online. It gives us a little bit more staying power.
And it's also our theme of having as many 3-drops as possible, so it works with that theme as well. I wanted to answer a quick question.
Sure.
We have a question about, do we keep our arena pools each time you play arena, or is it different time you each play arena?
So your deck you use until you lose 3 times. But every time we do the arena, you're going to see 30 different choices. All the cards are going to be totally different.
Yeah, and you're playing against just everybody else who's playing arena at that specific time. So that's sort of the pool of players, and the pool of cards is specific until you lose 3 times. And then once you lose 3 times or retire it, then you're rewarded depending on how well you did.
Right. And given that we've taken Youthful Brewmaster, I want to take the Novice Engineer here, because you could bounce him and play him again and get an extra card.
I really like the Novice Engineer because it's a card that you drop for 2. The enemy often has removal, but they just don't want to use removal on the Novice Engineer, and so you get some hits in without them dealing with it.
This is interesting. Well, this guy's that big hitter you were looking for, the Frost Elemental.
I'm kind of leaning towards that. If we had ended up going with the Gadgetzan Auctioneer, I probably would have gone with the Arcane Intellect to combo it there. But I think we don't have enough big hitters for our late game
Frost Elemental. Speaking of late game, maybe Polymorph here? Maybe Frost Nova?
Maybe Fairy Dragon even?
I think Polymorph is the right choice here. We could use some targeted removal just in case we see something giant on the other side.
And it's fun. You turn people into sheep. What could be... come on.
Come on. What do you mean, come on? What are you calling? The Flame Strike or the Murloc?
Well, it is a Murloc, though.
We've got some Murloc action already in this deck. He's a great Murloc.
But we could have 3 Flame Strikes in this deck.
That's true. Is that good or bad, though?
I don't know, but it would be 3 of them.
I think we should play it safe here. Take the Bluegill Warrior. He combos well with our Murlocs, and he's good in every phase of the game.
Okay, I agree. It's probably the better choice.
Well, I'm gonna go out here and say I think Stormpike Commando is the best choice in this.
That's excellent, because I was going to say I would either go with the Owl or the Snapjaw. So we have perfect disagreement on this topic.
He's the highest cost minion, and we're going for that kind of late game strategy.
But he doesn't last very long. He goes out there, he almost never even gets to swing.
Well, but he at least gets to use his battle cry to deal 2 damage. So he always has an effect on the game. Maybe not a huge effect.
We are light on 5-drops. I think that for the people who are into this, the community would probably tell us to go with the Owl. I know that the...
yeah, he's popular, sure.
And he is good removal, but we do have a lot of high-end removal already.
Sure. No,
and I like the Snapjaw also because he's hard to get rid of.
Sure.
So he lets you sort of delay the game.
We'll take the Owl. You're probably right. The Owl's probably best. Well, hey, actually, if we're going to build a late game deck, Priestess of Elune just works amazing in that type of deck.
I totally agree.
Because sometimes you kind of stumble into the late game, pretty low health, he becomes a big hitter and gets you kind of above water.
And I want to tell you that it pains me to agree with you 100% on this, but I'm going to. We got a question.
Oh, yeah.
Can you get legendaries when you're participating in the arena?
They are rarer than epics and rares, so they don't come up often, but absolutely you could get...
Yeah, you could get more than 1 or more than 2 or whatever. It's pretty unlikely, but it is possible.
I did have a deck with 3 legendaries in it.
You are the lucky one.
I went 0-3 with that deck. I did not do very well.
Okay. You are the lucky one who's a terrible player.
So here, Mirror Image works great with a deck that wants to stall out and do things later in the game.
It does, except, and I would agree with you, except that Mad Bomber is one of the best early game, like, deal with their cheap creature cards that is out there.
If they go turn 1 dude, you go turn 2 Mad Bomber, and you have a huge chance of killing that guy with 3 hits.
And then you have a 3/2 out already that they have to deal. So for me, delaying the game, my money's on the Mad Bomber.
All right, we'll do the Mad Bomber. He's fun.
And, oh yeah, it was only a 2-drop, so we didn't...
Oh, this is tough!
So which ones are you thinking? What are you torn between?
The Blizzard and the Murloc.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm torn between, and I'm going to stop doing that, because it's paining me to agree with you, but it's the Blizzard and the Murloc
Blizzard
all
is
the way.
so good for our deck, because especially because we could Blizzard maybe turn 6 if we're in danger, and then follow up with the Flame Strike turn 7.
Yeah, and I was going to look at Blizzard and say, and we're pretty light on 5-drops, but then I looked at the Murloc and went, we're pretty light on 1-drops, and it's actually rougher to be light on 1-drops than 5-drops. Although the Murloc, if he's our first 1-drop, he often can be not a great Murloc until you get that synergy going. So I lean towards the Blizzard.
Yeah, the Blizzard is so strong in this deck. And that was our last choice. So this is our full arena deck now over here on the right side. If there's any other questions that you guys have, we can answer them quickly. I think we answered them while we were doing the run, though. So
absolutely.
Let's just jump right in and start playing. This is your key here, and it starts out as a novice key. And every game that we win, the key is going to upgrade and get turn into a better key for every win. So at the end of the arena, when you lose 3 times, you'll use that key to unlock a chest and get better rewards based on the key that you have.
And at the end of our run today, we are definitely going to be unlocking a chest, so we'll talk more about the reward system and all that when we get to that point.
So I hit play. We're going to match against somebody else who's been playing the arena. This is somebody in our quality assurance team who's waiting for us to queue. Do you have any predictions for our deck?
I am worried that we didn't end up with enough early heat. And so we really need to... And my fears were unfounded, because those are 2 great early draws for this. I think we lose the Priestess of Elune because it's too expensive. It's a late game.
We're gonna draw.
We have a pair of 2-drops. I was worried about us not being able to delay until the right point. We're playing against a Paladin.
Got a trio of 2-drops.
And a 3-drop. And the 3-drop is great for delaying the game. It's an ice barrier. So we're playing against a Paladin, so the Paladin's if they're not doing anything, they're